All right, we're live. Welcome to AI Made Simple. I'm Steve ROI Brown, your host, and I'm here to help you implement AI, make it simple so that you can get the lift and the outcomes that you want. So today, what we're doing is many folks need images for their social media. They need images for their website, maybe a newsletter, etc. And so the way that the model works right now is you have to use stock photography, or you have to hire someone that will go out and take pictures for you. That's expensive. Adobe's expensive. There's a lot of investment for good images on a website or a newsletter or social media. So wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if you had a custom GPT or a way to create these prompts that were on brand and that could help you create images for your project? And that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm just show you a couple of things here. But you're going to walk away. We're going to create a little project inside of ChatGPT. I'm going to show you how to quickly assemble it. We'll do some demos, and you'll walk away today with a win, and that you'll be able to at least create great prompts, put them in your image generator, whether it's ChatGPT, Grok, or Gemini, and come off with some free on-brand quality images for your project. So I'm going to share my screen now. If we can figure this out. All right, so I just picked an engineering firm, and this is just a typical example where a company wants to demonstrate their capabilities and give you a feel about their services, their projects, example. So these images are typical. You need something to show and help catch the eye, give off personality, communicate effectiveness, authority. And so these are blogs that they posted. And so they need an image to support these. Well, this takes a lot of time. You can spend 20, 30 minutes in a tool like Adobe going through and looking for all sorts of images that would be on brand, that would be approved. But when you start to look at the pricing on these things, it's like, well, all right, so photography, what do I need? They package these together, it's confusing, and it's expensive for someone like us that runs an agency. It can be quite expensive. You have to pay for a license for each member, etc. And so that's today you're going to learn you have options on this. You can do something different. And so what do we want to do? So first of all, we're going to create a prompt generator. So today we're going to go inside of ChatGPT. You have what are called projects. And so I'm going to show you how to set up a project. You just come set up a new project, name it your brand, your company, and then you want an on-brand image prompt generator. And so I've created one just using my company as an example today. So we're going to create that. We're going to learn what kind of project files you need to put in and the instructions that you need to give it to create you prompts that you'll be able to pop into ChatGPT. You can bring it in, ask it to design an image. You can do it in Grok as well, and then in Gemini. So we're going to run these through these three engines just to get diverse output, and then you're going to see how maybe this would be a great solution for you. All right, so what do we want to do? Well, one of the keys of success of using these tools is to have a great prompt, and you want it to basically a prompt is think of a prompt as a job description. If you were to hire someone, what do you do? Well, we have to create a job. We have to define a role of a job. What's the job description? What do I expect of this position? What does success look like, etc. Well, that's an awesome prompt if you think about it that way. And then the other thing that you want to do is we want to create files, example work, standards that anytime we put in a prompt or an expectation or a command, that is going to first research what's going on here. It's going to see what role it needs to do, and then it's going to start generating output. And so when we think of a bulletproof image prompt, it's a little bit different than a content prompt. An image prompt, you have to think like a photographer. And if you're like me, you're not a photographer. I admire photographers. I'm just amazed at some of the great things. Their eyes just understand lighting, perspective, background, in where to place folks. This is a whole nother expertise that I just don't have. But what you can do is you can expect this, your brand image prompt generator, to have that expertise, to have that way about looking things. And not only, so imagine if you were to hire someone that was great at photography, that was inculcated with your brand, they understood your products, your services, and then they understood the assignment. What's the aspirational image that we're trying to convey here with what's the end result of the solution being embodied by an image that connects the dots when we're thinking about these blogs, right? Or a web page for a service page. So we want to, first of all, the 5 pillars of a bulletproof image prompt framework, we want to lock in your brand DNA up front. So we want a concise cheat sheet that has what your promise, your archetype, your colors, a visual. This becomes the lens every prompt passes through, so outputs stay on brand. It's pretty powerful. What the problem with digging through Adobe is, you have to know, oh, this fits our brand. It doesn't. Adobe doesn't know it. Adobe's just bringing you a bunch of things to choose from, but you have to segment, you have to dial in, you have to understand these things. So we're just flipping it. Let's have this engine, this image generator that just brings it to us exactly what we need. The demand one critical variable. So it's like, hey, what size of image? Where is this being used? Is this social media? Is it a banner image? Is it is it a portrait? What do you need? Then we want some output. We'd like to have 6 choices to choose from. I would like to read, what those choices are, because that gives me more control. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then you want it to come out in a uniform structure. So you can just copy and paste and get busy. So we're cutting down 20, 30 minutes per image into just a few minutes per image. And then we want these prompt quality rules, where it always follows it, the mood lighting, what's the human outcome, etc. You want, basically we don't care what Google thinks. We care what your end user thinks, right? And they need to, when they see this image, they need to see themselves in the future with your solution. So these are the items that we want to consider when we're building this prompt. The next, we want to get your brand personality guidelines. You need this guideline just for your brand. What's the personality of your brand? I'll show you how to do this in a minute. And then also, what's your brand image guideline? Okay. So one of the ways that you can do this, and I did this already, but imagine going to your website. You can just go to your website. So let's do it this. So I'll just demonstrate this. We'll go to this company. I don't know these people. I just was looking for an example website. So this is an engineering firm somewhere, kdengineering.com. So I'm going to copy this. But what's cool is you can come over and just go set up a new chat. I love running the O3 model. It's just really intuitive. It uses advanced reasoning. But I would just go like, give me the brand style guide for this company. Just put the URL image in. You can ask it to run deep search, but I don't think you need that because we want to. Deep research is going to take a lot of time, and this is for example purposes. So it's analyzing that brand style from the website. It's pretty cool that the model can go and study this, and it's going to bring back a list of the assets and how to look at this brand. And by the way, if you're getting a little value out of this, it'd mean a lot if you could like or subscribe or share this with someone. That would be huge because these platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, they're all managed by AI algorithms. And when you give an indicator like a like or a subscribe, it's telling the algorithm, hey, this content's being useful or been found positive, and it may recommend it to folks that look like you. So you can see how it's going through and studying this. So we'll come back, but what I'm going to expect to see, the outcome, is it's going to have a list of items. So I found it really cool. It went out and found the core archetype. And this did this for ROI Online, my agency. So it came back with the archetype, the personality, the 5 traits: straight talking, systems minded, human centered, future focused, slightly rebellious. I don't know where it's getting that. But then it went through all these areas. So it brought back language do's and don'ts, signature phrases, writing style rules, visual cues, emotional guardrails. So we just take that from the output. Here we go. We've got some stuff coming in. So all I did was I studied it a little bit, but you know your brand, and you would go, okay, I like this. This is right on point. So you just come down, copy it. You would create a document, okay? You would create a document just like this, and then you're going to bring it into your project. So this is where you would upload into the file. So when you look at this project, these are big levers. The biggest lever here is what's the role that I want you to assume. I'll show you how to create that in just a second. And then you would bring in the files that you want it to consider. So every time you give it a command, it's going to go, how do I approach this command? And then it's going to go study these, make sure it stays on point. And then it's going to start generating output based on that. So you do the same thing with an image. So if I was to go back and say, hey, very good, come down here to this prompt. Where'd I go? Here we go. So come down here, and then I'm going to go, all right, now give me an image. brand guideline. So it's going to come back with a very specific image style based on this website, assuming that we like this, right? Okay. All right. So I haven't been sharing my screen. I apologize here. The show must go on. That's show business, right? Here we go. Sorry. All right. Now you catch up to speed. So this is Adobe. You can see the pricing on here per model. Okay. So now we're back to, we're creating these image guidelines. And you can see here, yes, you can see the image guidelines that the model can create. So we went through, we looked at KDM engineering. We asked for the brand essence, for example. Then we brought in and we asked for the image guidelines. And so you would take those, and in your project, you would bring those in. So you just go create documents, import them, and pull them in. All right. Then for the instructions, you would have a lot of, you'd have a little bit back and forth, but a great prompt on here, like I said, is like a job description. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And so this is, what am I expecting of you? An assistant that crafts 6 on-brand, royalty-free image generation prompts for any marketing text the user provides. So the intent of this is I want to go over here and I want to get some content from my website, right? And what I'm expecting is to be able to pop it in and then it read my mind on what I want and the style of image it needs to generate. And so it'll come in here. So it's just very specific about what you want. So you go back and forth a little bit, and then you get it to where it will do this. And you can ping me, and I'd be happy to show you how to get this prompt done. But you just expect it to take the position of someone that knows your brand, understands what you want, and helps you create the images. Okay, so let's start putting this thing to use now. All right, so what we're going to do is, so you can see we have a style guide, we've got some services, etc. But I just wanted to give you a shot. So we have a service called Clarity Sessions, and it's like let's get clear on what we need to do strategically. So what I'm going to do is I put this in here. We got the project files, we got our instructions. So let's see, what are we expecting? You can see it's reading the documents, and then it's then it asks me. See how I didn't tell it what size. So let's say I want a hero banner for this. So I answer the question and ask for clarification because it wants to create the asset where it's down at the end, will be able to download and go and be used immediately. So my expectations, I'm going to have 6 versions of a prompt that's created to make these models bring back assets that I don't need to go to Adobe or equivalent to find. In the meantime, we're going to be putting it into ChatGPT with the O3 model. We're going to prompt it with an image. We're going to test Super Grok, and we're going to test Gemini. I have favorite here. All right, here we go. So what I like about this is you can go through, and we've got 6 options here. And what we're doing is going, oh, I like that. I like this idea. A small business owner at dawn, lit loft office, smiling as a clean roadmap appears on wall monitor. Warm, authentic glow, slate blue brick, subtle ROI orange, post-it marketing, next big. All right, so let's just go see what happens here. Okay, I'm popping it in. Oh, by the way, so this is just a chat I started here. I started a new chat, and I did this because I wanted to show you this image. I just popped it in here, and I didn't give it any instruction. I just took some text from that KDM website, and I just put it in there and told it to make an image. Well, this is what it came out with, okay? A little generic, not specific. This is an image you probably wouldn't use because it's confusing. It shows some people. It got the gist of what I'm wanting, but it's not good enough. It's not on brand, right? See, we don't have any branding, colors, etc. And so let's go in here. Let's start a new chat. We're going to tell it to create an image. So I'm just going to pop this in here. We're going to see so this is the prompt written for us. So we don't have to be a brilliant photographer. We're going to put this in Grok. Let's see what Grok comes up with. And then we're going to go over here to Gemini. We're going to pop it into Gemini. Same thing. What's going on? So let's just see what happens. Out of these models, you'll see that Grok is the fastest. So here's our small business owner at dawn. At a dawn lit office, you see it got that. Smiling as a clean roadmap appears on a wall monitor. In the back, it gives us 2 versions. Slate got the details on them, but it's not bad, but it's not what I want. ChatGPT takes a long time to create these. Now, look at the detail that Gemini gives us. So there's our road map. So it spells like me. So I'm going to say update it with road map instead of road map. So these models are still struggling a little bit on getting the text right, but they're getting better and better. Used to be you could tell an AI image because of the hands, but they're still struggling. Here we go. So what do we got? All right, we got the dawn lit. We got the blue. There's a road map. Start. Cornetization, whatever that means. Okay, so you can see our 3 different versions. Now let's go here. So what you would do on this is, if I was to improve this, and I'm seeing that the models are struggling with the roadmap info, then I would redo that prompt. Just say, say a clean roadmap. Oh, impression. Let's say impression. So you can tweak these. You can tweak these. Or you can take it off altogether. What did that just say? There we go. All right, so while these are working, let's look at a few of these others here. So my brand is a little bit difficult here in that it's wanting some details in the branding. So when you see that the images are just falling a little bit short, then take out that one little detail of the prompt or improve the prompt. All right, so let's go here. Let's close this. We'll start this new one here. You can see why you want several options. There you go. All right, so ChatGPT is slow. Grok is fast, but misses some details. This is just not picking it up. Growth. So we got growth going on. And so these are a little bit what I would say. All right, so I'm going to say this. I'm going to say these are too cliche. Be more creative. All right. So finally, ChatGPT came out. Start, step 1, 2. We got to the goal. We got to our ROI. But the main thing is the main thing is to give you options. All right. So let's see what Gemini does with this. But what's important here is that you see you have your creative. The lever here you have with these is to be creative. And so this is interesting. But I would take out maybe things that are, it's getting the gist of what you want. But if you don't want it to look like that movie with Tom Cruise, I forget the name of that movie, or the ROI, then tell it to take it out. The earlier when I was prepping for this, we were getting some really good images that were coming from these different prompts. This is cool. See, it got the ROI orange. Then I asked it to, all right, so give me one with the male. So it gave me one with the male. What you can do is like, let's get this prompt and I brought it. Put that in. So let's see what it generates now. Go back and check on where did we go? Okay, we want this going on. My favorite is the Gemini. You see the quality of this is really good. And then if I wanted to, I say, all right, um, can you make her 10 years older? So you get the gist of what we're able to do. We're able to create. Look at it. So I think Gemini is dead on. What I love about ChatGPT, it writes a great prompts. And Gemini just does this amazing output. Yeah, don't you do journaling when you're out kayaking? I always do. So you can come in and create your own version of this and Gemini as well. So it's a custom GPT, but you can bring in your documents just like this, bring in the same prompt, you update it, then when you go get the text of go get the text off your asset. Maybe you want to do it for a social media post. Let's just see what kind of prompts Gemini does compared to ChatGPT. Then we'll wrap this up. By the way, all right, so it's doing what it's supposed to do. Let's make this for social media, square 1 to 1. We'll wait on that. In the meantime, you can go to roionline.com/linktree. I've got a bunch of custom GPTs that are free, made for you. You got a prompt coach that'll help you write prompts for many of your stuff. This included message makeover, a pre-lawyer contract, a cash flow clarity, Google Business Profile, and a prompt coach for projects. Yeah. So you need to tweak it a little bit and just take out this confusing stuff. But you can dial it in and get it to where you want to go. Just like this. And once you dial this in, imagine being able to create a bunch of, did this for one of my clients here. And so it's creating really great images for their age management practice. So I just did the same process for them. And then these are great images that are excellent quality, be perfect for a social media post, a blog, etc. You can see how I dialed her in there. And then I said, make her 10 years older. And looky there. Really impressive. All right, kids. So what did we learn today? That using a project in ChatGPT, you can create your personality, your brand personality guidelines, your image guidelines, create files, pull them in here, give it an instruction prompt based on that. And then it'll start generating prompts for you and can create free images, original images that would look great on your brand, and you be saving money from not having to pay for Adobe, etc. Okay, kids, I think we got what we want. We're rolling out, so we'll see you next week. Another edition of AI Made Simple, while you watch me stumble around and show you how to use these models for real life stuff. We'll talk to you soon. See you next week.